Well, hello. Let me. Hey, Luxational. Hey, Dee. Hey, Erin. Hey, Jeanette. Hey, everybody. Um, yeah, it's been rough. I'm not gonna lie. It's been really rough. It's been awful. Hey, Debbie. I'm so happy you're here. I have a bag that came in. I totally want to show you. Um, I'm just brushing out this bag that I cleaned on last Thursday when I was live, and I haven't been back to it. I've been rearranging my house. It's a work in progress. I have so many bags. I have so many bags. And I just bought a bunch of bags coming in the mail. A lot of retail therapy has happened. Financially, this is a horrible plan. Financially, this is a horrible plan. I'm still having to pay off Watson's medical bills, which were numerous and very high. This is interesting how this happened. This is Let me show you how this kind of spotted a little. Actually, you can't really see because it's suede, but I'm brushing it out and how the cleaner, and this is why you have to do a several step process. So when you clean it and use a cleaner on it, then you have to go back and brush it out again. You can't just, it's not done. Yeah, thank you. It's so James is in bed and I wanted to go to bed, but guys, I didn't wake up till 12:30. It is only 6 o'clock in the evening. And I know that if I didn't go live and talk to you guys and distract myself, um, I would just go to bed and mope. And it's not a good place to be right now. So we did go see our medical doctors. We already had the appointments on Friday. So we had gone to see the doctors and they upped our antidepressants. Thank goodness. But it takes a while for those to kick in and sadness comes and goes. I've been writing responses to everybody, and I haven't really been watching a bunch of YouTube. I've been watching Super Dacob's live today, so that really helped. And he did his pre-show super early, and he finished his whole main show super early. So I was able to enjoy all of the fashion drama, and believe me, there's a lot of fashion drama. Um, it's kind of funny to see that we're squabbling about bags, right? Or companies about branding. And anyway, it was a fun live. So anyway, I'm just gonna finish showing you how this looks. So this is that bag I got from Goodwill that was really dirty. Now this is still kind of dark, but not nearly as black as it was. So it's actually a really good recovery process. I could go and do another round, but honestly, I'll be very, very real with you guys. Hey, Rael, um, Coach Suede is thinner than most other suede bags I've purchased. So Coach Suede bags probably shouldn't get too much of a cleaning on them because it's thin suede. That's all I'm saying. You I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying the reality is it's thin. So I don't want to do too much to it. And you just have to brush it, and once I'm done brushing it all out and everything, I'm going to spray it down with a protectant so it doesn't get as dirty. And I opened a whole bunch of bags and filmed a whole bunch of videos, and I needed to I knew I was gonna come back and go live on Monday because honestly, the hardest thing about losing a pet is actually coming home. And that's why when we left the house today, we didn't want to come back to the house. And of course, my sister calls me right when I'm in the middle of the live. This is like she has Twinkie radar. Jen was gonna come visit me today, but I said no, don't worry about it because I'm gonna see her tomorrow. And so anyway, I wanted to show you how this bag looks. This might be one of those bags I put on my Poshmark, to be honest, because I bought this just to rescue it. Not and I don't even remember how much I paid for it. I'd have to look it up. But I didn't want it to be just abandoned. And I went to the Goodwill today, guys. I went to two different Goodwill locations out here in Austin because I went up to Austin today. And, yeah, I don't know where those people find the really good deals in person because I didn't see those deals. Nope, nope, nope. How's everybody's Saturday going? How's everyone else doing? You know, I go between being super sad and crying, but, um, so here it is. Here's the end result of the cleaning, and you can see it still has a little bit of marking, a little bit of color. I could do a little bit more to it when you get really close. But guys, this isn't a really bright light, and you kind of see how the staining happened with the foam cleaner, the way it dried. And that's what I was talking about. That is interesting, and it's just because it's really thin, and it's still in pretty good condition. I don't know. I'll have to work on this another. This might need another round. I might actually have to buy there is a suede conditioner, and I think this needs a suede conditioner. Um, yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's very close. It's very close to the peanut, and this is a vintage-ish, older Coach bag. I'm rearranging my whole living room. My bag collection has officially taken up half of my entire living room. The only half. So I had half. Watson had half. Watson no longer is with us, so Watson, his half is my half. It was Milo and Watson's half. So now I have all I need a storage unit. I actually have a storage unit. What I need is to clean out my storage unit. Yeah. So let me show you the absolute treasure that I opened today. Now I bought these a while ago. They just showed up between Friday and Saturday. I'm still tired from going from computer to computer, pulling up the patches that cost them like, oh, interesting, D. That's, yeah, yeah. The crash technology. But let me show you this bag because even I am impressed. I am super impressed with this bag. Look at this bag. I just unboxed it and stuffed it. I haven't conditioned it. This was donated to the Goodwill. I have never seen this bag. Um, this is a Coach bag from 2005. In 2005, I had just started my first job. I just graduated college in '04. I met James, but look at this. It's a doctor bag that opens up. Look at that lining. It is pristine, guys. This bag is gorgeous. I have never seen a bag this beautiful. And it has an authentication. It's like barely used. This was in someone's closet. This was in someone's closet, and I guarantee you somebody just cleaned out mom's stuff or something because this was well loved. I mean, as in not well loved and used because it has very, very little corner wear. It was kept in very good condition. I know, D. This bag is a stunning bag, and this was not cheap back in the day. I think I paid $50 with shipping, tax, and everything. And yeah, no, this one's never leaving the collection. I say that, but if I use it and it doesn't vibe, like, I always say I'll never get rid of a bag, but if it doesn't work out for me, then it doesn't get worked. I can't tell until I actually use it. And this bag is only hand carry, crookedly arm carry. This is not a shoulder bag. It's not long enough to be a shoulder bag, but it's heavy. Heavy. It has a metal frame, and with this, it's all leather. This is a really beautiful bag. I mean, I don't often get gems like this, but again, I think it's because it's Coach, but it's not. The bid price was starting higher, and I was the only bidder. I don't know why. How some bags you will sell for $100 on Goodwill, and this one sold for 21. So with shipping and tax and everything, I paid 45 for it. Hey, Craig, hello, Craig. I love you. I'm so happy you're here. I decided to come on and be live because I was moping, and if I didn't, I was just gonna go to bed and mope in bed. So, I figured I'd mope and show you guys all the loot I just unboxed. I'm rearranging my entire bag space over where you can't see it. I'm repurposing Milo and Watson's area. And it's really pointing out I have a lot of bags. bags, and I really need to be cutthroat and just sell them, but it's hard. It's little at a time, little at a time. Brian, I'm happy you're here. So I wa- Brian and I did a trade. You won't see this video until like for 2 or 3 months because that's how many videos I have lined up. But I traded for this bag. This is the last piece of my Ricky collection, guys. This is a Ricky tote. You're like, Jackie, what? This is a Ricky tote. This is a Ralph Lauren Ricky tote. So Brian had bought this bag, and I told him, "Hey, if you don't like the bag, I'll buy it from you." Well, he never actually got around to using it, and I have a bag I wasn't using, and he had that bag. He had that bag before and had um sold it, rehomed it, something. And he missed it. So I said, "Well, I have," and he goes, "Will you trade?" I'm like, "Absolutely, I'll trade." So this is the um Ralph Lauren um, tote bag. So I have a tote, the shoulder, the pleated, the 22, the mini, or 27, the 33, the mini. The only thing I'm really missing is a full Ricky 33, but I think I'm okay, guys. I think I'm good. For the fact that my wish list for 2024 was just one Ricky, I think I far exceeded my goal, guys. My goal. So Brian traded this bag with me, and the video will come out in a couple months when I can get it in the roster of videos. And but the other bag I want to show you guys, if that coach doesn't work out, oh, I know, girl, flexational, I know. Um, I totally know. I believe me, when it comes to that age of coach, I know who to ask first. But let me show you now. This is a bag I had shown. I showed the listing to Debbie because Debbie actually is a connoisseur of Dolce and Gabbana bags. This is my very first ever Dolce and Gabbana bag, and I won the lotto. I won the lotto. The gods were smiling on me. God was merciful. He was like, "You need a good pick me up. You just need this bag." I've been following it for a while, and then finally I got the right price, the right sale, the right whatever. Wait long enough. People are like, "Just buy the bag. I want it out of my house." Look at this bag, guys. There's some corner wear, which is all disclosed, guys. There's little light corner wear. It has a crossbody. It's a little too short for me to crossbody. Hi, Angela, because of the handles. The shoulder strap is not quite long enough for me with the handles because the handles really don't fold in, like they should. So this is really it's gonna stay up like this. So this is a Dolce and Gabbana bag. And this is really cool because this is a prototype bag. This bag was a prototype. So the person who sold this to me is from Italy, lives in Italy. She worked for Italy. She worked for Dolce and Gabbana, and she said this is a prototype bag that didn't go into full production, but it almost went into full production. So it has all the hallmarks, it has all the stamping, it has all the hardware. There is top stitching, and I know you can't see it because of the way the camera is picking it up, but this bag is phenomenal. The stitching on this, yeah, the stitching on this bag, you can see the woven leather, but on top of there's a stitch pattern. There's a machine stitch pattern on here. It is just phenomenal. It looks a lot like if you know anything about quilting, the window quilting pattern. Um, but it also looks like the canage print um, that Dior does, but instead of being straight lines, these are think of round flowers in a window pattern. Um, this is phenomenal. Yeah, and I love the inside because my husband hates leopard print, but I like it, so this way I can have both. I can have leopard and the hardware. This bag is so heavy. I cannot explain to you. This bag empty is a piece. This is If this had gone into production, well over $2,000, I swear. Um, um, so this is a beautiful bag, and guys, I got this for $100, y'all. $100. The winning purchase price was like, I don't know, $96. Then you add $25 for authentication, and then there's a shipping involved. I don't think this had tax because it's an international purchase. So this was like 120 or something. This bag is amazing. And I've been following it for a long time, and she's a trusted seller on Vestiaire Collective. And I think people were just, I think Dolce had some type of scandal, and people weren't like loving their stuff. And I think they kind of think of Dolce and Gabbana as kind of out there, I guess. I don't know. I don't really have a perception of Dolce and Gabbana. I've never followed them. I just saw this bag, and I knew that I'd been looking at a couple bags, and this bag is just, it's so heavy. It's so heavy. It's art. It's just art. It's like, uh, I will hang this on my wall in my bedroom just to look at it. I should cut the tag off because it passed inspection for authenticity. Because it still had all the hallmarks, it had all the branding, um, that says it's the Dolce& and Gabbana, you know? So, it's a beautiful, beautiful bag. It is big. It is big. This is a big bag. Never been a fan of that brand, but that bag's big. I mean, yeah, I know, right? So, because like, a lot of the things I've seen from Dolce has been very kitschy, extreme, very fashion forward, and this to me feels very classic. Um Oh, Craig, I'm not gonna read that out loud, but now that makes sense. That is kind of unusual. It's I think that's a reflection on self, if that was on the record for statement. Um, that bag is, yeah, it's gorgeous. I don't know if Dolce& and Gabbana is tacky, but they're very trend oriented, very flashy. Like, when I've seen their, runway shows, it's always been kind of interesting. Dee says, "I gave that Gia bag, the one that is now my office, heavy." Oh, the Gia bag's a heavy bag too? Man, what, Craig? I'm confused. Luxational, Dolce& and Gabbana has scandal many, many years ago. Um, Debbie says, "Not entirely true. A lot of Catholic." Oh, okay. I don't know. So don't look into it too deeply, guys. Just enjoy the bag. I'm going to enjoy the bag. I got a designer bag for $100. I am so not upset. Um, yeah. Yay! Look how pretty this is. But I'm not done yet because I opened up a ton of stuff, and I did actually go buy some stuff the other day just because I was in a I said, James, I want, you know what, let me not do that. Let me put this in the dust bag because knowing me, I'll tread on this or something. Um Chia bag is a tank. Is a tank. Okay. Hey, Brenna. Um, so I went to Gucci, the outlet in the San Marcos outlet over in San Marcos, Texas. And I wanted to take photos and just look at things, and I really didn't post anything. I didn't take any video. I just wanted to see the store. They had up the store is huge. And I've been to the Gucci store, the actual full retail store out in San Antonio. So I wanted to go see the Gucci store outlet. And I went to the Gucci outlet because I do like Gucci. And there's a couple bags I really like. And I went and looked. $1,700, $1,400 for the two bags I really liked. Now I own two Gucci bags. Um, and Gucci right now is not doing so well according to numbers, but according to um the store square footage, it seems like they're doing fine. Um, so anyway, it's I went to Gucci and I really liked the bags and it was pretty, and I was carrying my, one and only Chanel bag, and I was feeling very, very full of myself because, well, I carry the Chanel bag because I wanted to be with my bestie. My bestie is far, far away, so I carried a bag he gave me. So I was holding the Chanel bag and I was going out and shopping, and in my at that time, I already changed because we'd come home, and when we went out the second time, I'd changed into a dress, and I was carrying my Chanel bag, and it was very fun to carry. It's a great bag, by the way. And I'm in the Gucci store, and I'm looking around, and they had these really cool Adidas collab. Oh hey, Jorgelina. Um, yes, it's okay. Um, I've never shown you guys my Chanel, guys. I've never shown it to you. It's in the other room. It will have to have its own. It doesn't even have video. I really wasn't gonna show it, but I was telling Craig. I said, Craig, you know what? I'm just gonna tell people. Look, Craig and I traded bags, and I gave him bags. He gave me bags, and one of the bags he gave me was a Chanel. Okay, so it's gorgeous and it's beautiful, and it is absolutely. It made me feel really happy that because I felt like I was with him because I was actually wearing a T-shirt he had given me, and I was carrying the bag he gave me, and then the second time I left out, I was carrying that bag, and I had never used it until that yesterday because I really wanted to. So like if I had lived in the same town with Craig, I would have been at his house on his sofa moping. Literally, that's really what I wanted to do. Um, let me go. Okay, let me go get it. Keep people entertained, and I'll grab it. It's in the other room. Um, because I keep it locked up. Well, not literally locked up. It's just in a glass cabinet. And I'm back. Let me see. Let me miss. Oh, I guess I just saw watching an old part of the video. This one. This was the bag. Is this the most Jackie bag ever? Right? And it's like basically I think every blue bag Craig has ever had in his collection is with me now. So this is the bag. And when I was carrying it, I just carried it with the arm with the straps. So cause this bag, which is really awesome, you just fold in the handles and this is gold thread through it. This is absolutely beautiful. So he brought this bag when we went to go visit. This is the bag he was using. And we were just talking bags and we were with each other, and I had given him we traded some bags, and I says, well, he goes, would you like to borrow, and he was actually going to let me borrow his Atlantis from Louis Vuitton. And I said, well, he's already going to borrow the Chanel. I'm like, Chanel or Louis, are you serious? And he's like yeah, if you want to borrow it, yeah, you should just borrow that. I'm not using them right now. I said, okay, well, can I borrow the Chanel? Like, and I was just oohing and awing over it. And he said, can you see how beautiful the shimmer is? And he says, Jackie, you really love that bag. I'm like, yeah, look at it. He's like, you can have it. I'm like, what? I'm like, are you sure? And he's like, I've used it 3 times. I'm like, okay. So it went from, do you want to borrow it to here? Take a bag. And so we swapped a bunch of bags, guys. It's just he swapped a Chanel. I gave him But I gave him a bag he wanted, and he gave me a bag that I didn't know I wanted. I don't know what year she is. Let's find out. It's somewhere in here. Um, doesn't it say somewhere on a tag? Craig will know. Hey, Alyssa, thank you so much. Um, it is perfect. It's the perfect bag. Wait, is this is what is this? Oh, these are all the paper thingies. So does it have it in here? Does it have the year in here? I need the year. I don't know. Craig will know. Um, so anyway, he wasn't using this bag. Well, Craig, he's a he's not into loud logos anymore, and he really wasn't even then. So, he just doesn't. He moved out to the country, y'all. He moved out to the country. Where is? Oh, there it is. There's tag thingy. Is it on this tag thingy? This is how much I know about Chanel. No, that's just more numbers. I don't know. Craig, where is the number thingies on these? Is it in the pocket? I don't know, guys. I didn't interrogate him. 2019. Okay, there he is. Yep. Woohoo! Yeah, but this bag is so cool. So I really felt like I was with him. So he was with me. So I just carried it this way. And I was just super happy to have it and use it. And it will become my most, hopefully most used tote, because I just love this tote. And no, my mother will never see this tote. If she ever comes to visit, I'm like, hands off. I will hide it first. Um, so, but this is how I carried it, with the logo next to me instead of on the outside. And but it's just an absolutely gorgeous bag. Like I like it. I like everything about this bag. I think it's beautiful. I think it's sparkly. I think it's just gorgeous. I like the way that the chain straps. It's a lot of. It was a fun to carry it, and I felt like my best friend was with me, so that made it better. Because I had a really rotten day yesterday. Um, so what I didn't tell anybody on the video, because I was the one that woke up and found Watson, and he was by my feet, and I tried for like 30 minutes to an hour at least, and I still think I had it easy because James was the one dealing with everything. And this is not the first time we've had a pet pass away. It's the first one that's been ours to have passed away at home. Normally, we've always been able to make this decision in advance of a home. His heart just gave up. And he was the best dog. Okay, not crying, not crying. Okay. So, yeah, I used that bag. So I used the Chanel bag just to make myself feel better. I wore a Hogwarts t-shirt and jeans, and I wore red shoes, so I was feeling like Dorothy from Wizard of Oz, and went to the mall. So I went over to the Gucci store, and then I didn't buy anything. And I went over to the Michael Kors store, and I bought some stuff. So let me grab those bags, because those I want to show you guys. I haven't done a video on them at all. And this is one of those cases where the color was why I bought the bag. Is let me grab that. Let me move this. But I keep saying I need to stop buying totes, and I keep buying totes because I love totes. I only stopped totes for a while because my shoulders, before I had surgery, I couldn't carry them. My Lord. Yes, right, Craig. See, that's the thing about Milo and Watson. Watson loved Milo. Milo could have been like, meh, dog's gone. Watson adored Milo. And when Milo passed, Watson was okay with it, which I thought was weird, because I'm like, you're not sad? wasn't sad. He just kind of knew. So they're together again, you know? Yeah, see, Orlando, wearing a Hogwarts, yeah, wearing a Hogwarts t-shirt makes me feel better. It just made me feel better. And today I'm wearing a Disney t-shirt because it makes me feel better. And Bill Day goes, Orlina, that's what my husband does. He currently right now is sleeping, and I am so grateful for that because he did not sleep but a couple hours Friday. And then he was up and Thursday, so this happened Thursday night, right? So, or Friday morning at 1 a.m. is when we found out about Watson. And then we were both up, and then in the morning we had to go to the doctor's. Appointment was already set. We had to go. We can't miss this doctor's appointment. And so we went to the doctor's appointment, and then we took Watson to the vet for the cremation process. And then we had to go up to the office, so we had to go to work even though we weren't going to work. And then James went in there because we were in the middle of a project. So James goes into the office, and next thing I know, we're there for over an hour. So I go into the office. I was waiting in the car, and then I said, okay, well, fine, I guess we're staying. So I went into the office. James had been talking to the boss. He was talking to our coworker. I did my timesheet, and then by the time we went to lunch, or which a late lunch, it's like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. Mind you, only a few hours of sleep. We finally get home Friday. I go crash. I fall asleep. James never did. James literally came home and went and did 2 more hours with work. And then at home on his computer, he was doing work here, and then he was up until well past 1 o'clock in the morning. And then this today we didn't get out of bed till like noon, so he slept. But it's the worst for him. I mean, we both love Watson, of course, but Watson was his dog. He had campaigned to get Watson for like years. I just never realized when he said, well, what do you think about getting a pug, that he really meant it. The same way I said, well, what do you think about getting a Shih Tzu? I've always liked Shih Tzus and Poms, but he doesn't. So I figured, okay, I'll never get Shih Tzu or Pom. And then I don't really like pugs until I met healthy pugs, because before that I'd only met really, really, really overweight pugs. Hey, Latina, that's me too. I stay busy at times like these. I don't deal. Yeah. So I didn't want to. Anyway, so James, we were out all day today. We went. Had the only reason we woke up to leave the house at noon was we had to go to the pharmacy, and we had to do that because we had to pick up our medication that our doctor had prescribed. She upped both of our medications by a third, higher than it used to be. And it takes time for the stuff to work. So we knew that, and we already knew we were depressed and upset and sad. So we made ourselves get up. We went up to Austin, and I snapped at this poor lady at a drive-through window. So I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be with people. And so then I came home. I started working on things here, and then I said, I need to open all these boxes. And then I was like, I really want to show off the Dolce & Gabbana and the Ricky bag, because you're not going to see these. The videos are very small, very short videos that are going to be like 2 months down the road. And I didn't want to leave YouTube lives, because I know if I did, I could easily not come back, because it's a habit to come in and, hey, let me talk to my friends, and a lot of people, and thank you everybody for leaving kind words. There's people who've left comments on my video today that they have watched every video I've ever put out there and never said anything. And they have lost pets, and they were, sending condolences, and that means the world to me, and that's why I made the video, because I know that people who, not everybody sees a post on my community page, not everybody sees a live, not everybody will have my Instagram, and even after doing all this, people will ask, oh, well, how's Watson? Or they'll say something on a video if I bring him up, or they'll not know and ask about Milo. And so it's just one of those things I know that is not going to, hey, Nancy, it's not going to just stop. It's going to, because he was such a part of my life and a part of my videos, and I talk about it. Yeah, it's okay Craig, I mean, he was our buddy. He The thing about Watson was if you looked at him, if he looked at you, he's just like his big bug eyes just like took your soul. He was like, oh, and this is why I know that I will always have pets as long as my husband's around to take care of them because he's the caregiver. He's the responsible one, and I am kind of like, oh, I'll remind him like, oh, the vet. I'll remind to get dog food. I'll do that, but the maintenance and feeding and the medication, that's all James. And he dogs are dependent on humans. They're domesticated. They're not wild animals. They cannot live on their own. They need caretakers. We are their caretakers. They're not wild anymore, you know? And there's so many homeless pets. And I know that eventually we'll get another one. As long as we have a home to give, we'll share it, you know? So it's just the way it is. And it's just, you know, it's hard because we live in a county that gets a lot of strays and a lot of dumped dogs. So I'm thinking anytime after September we could easily have another dog, but I'm thinking in February because Christmas and the holidays, a lot of people get dogs and then they realize dogs are hard work or they don't fit in their lifestyle and then they dump them at shelters. And it happens here in Texas, it happens a lot. Now, I know in other states with better regulations, that's not what happens. A lot of dogs are actually shipped out of Texas to other states to be adopted because we have such an overpopulation problem. You know, because we have a lot of people who are not responsible. Oh yes, and it's really hard to know the right thing to say at this time. All you can really say is I'm sorry, and all I can really say is thank you. I mean, there really is just everybody suffered loss. Everybody has lost a loved one in some way, fashion, or form. It's just really hard when it's unexpected. And at least with Milo, he lived the extent of his life. He lived up to the end. I mean, if we had been lucky, we could have had him for maybe a year or two more. Maybe. And that would have been like the super stellar. Jeanette asked about cats, Jackie. We used to have cats. Both of our cats were indoor cats. Both of our cats wanted to be outdoor cats, and because we had dogs going in and out that we couldn't keep the cats in, so they became indoor outdoor cats. And where I live we have coyotes. You have to have a cat that can really it's not good. You don't want to have cats out here because we have hawks, owls, coyotes, and it's kind of not safe for outdoor indoor cats. um and I said, look, since I can't keep them inside because of the dogs going in and out, and we're always going to have dogs, I said, no more cats. Um, you and James know when it's time is right, says D. Let's see, everyone should watch Cammy's pet. Oh yeah, Cammy's pet video is amazing. And that's the other thing about our pets. Everybody says, well, you need to get pet insurance. I'm like, that's great when you have a healthy dog. But we both had, first of all, Milo was a senior when we got him and Watson had heartworms. So dogs with pre-existing conditions, you can't really just go get insurance on. And if you do, they're very expensive insurance. So we didn't even try. And that's why when we had to do the diagnostics, it was so expensive because we didn't have insurance. So this year, just rounding up, we have spent over $4,000 out of pocket just in medical expenses for both dogs, over $4,000 in cash, because we didn't have insurance. So Cammy's video, if you didn't see it, she has a dog named Coco. Coco had an issue where her eyes needed to be removed. I don't remember why or what happened, but by removing her eyes, she was able to live her life, right? So they chose to do that, and Coco is also diabetic, so Coco has a lot of medical needs. As a diabetic and blind, you can still live a happy life, right? You just have to medicate, and Coco is a lot. Coco, it takes a lot of work, but they love Coco, and I would have done anything for my dog. I totally get it. Um, so her dog's quality of life is excellent, even though mom and dad's quality of life is not so good. It's like having a newborn all the time, never ending, because Coco has a lot of medical needs. And so with luckily, her dog does have pet insurance, and the pet insurance, she'll go through the breakdown in her video, so it's definitely a good video to watch about how much pet insurance has had to pay out and how much she's had to pay out, and it's still a pretty penny. It's still a lot of money. But in situations like that, like we knew that, like our coworker, um, in January, they spent $16,000 cash dollars, probably credit card, because who has $16,000 sitting around, to try to save their dog. And even with all the money they put in, with all the surgery, and I can't remember what it was that happened, but he went through surgery, and we came through the other side, but it still wasn't enough, you know, and they lost their dog. And sometimes you can do everything you can, it's just not enough. It's just the way it is. And like with Watson, your heart runs it all, and it was just congestive heart failure. And poor James, because he lost his dad last November to heart failure. He lost, and then we lost Milo in February, and now in July we now just lost Watson. It is a lot. And I told him, like, you know what? I really like these boring years. The boring years. The boring years where not much happens. Like this year's been great because, I've met Craig. We've been good best friends. I bought my first Gucci bag. I got my first Chanel bag, my first Chanel wallet. I've had my first Ricky, the whole world of Ralph Lauren that wasn't there before. A lot of really awesome things. I got a raise at my job. A lot of really cool things have happened. And a lot of really not cool things have happened. I'm like, I like the boring years of just go to work and come home, So these extremes are a lot. G says, and it's expensive, Craig, with pet insurance. You pay up front and then you file. You do have to file. You pay up front and file all the stuff and then get it back, hopefully. I don't have the cash for it right. Yeah, no. We had to pay for the echocardiogram, and it was $750. So we literally have $2,000 in debt with Watson, and the money that went to the GoFundMe literally is going to be paying our care credit bill, and all of it will be going right there. And thank you everybody who donated. So if you have that link, share it around. I know it's past we can't help him fight, but we can at least help us recover from this, because guys, it's a lot. Yeah. Correct the D. I know. I just really appreciate that she shared all that expensive. Oh yeah. Yeah. So it's part of pet ownership people don't talk about. In a lot of cases, people would have just made the decision not to do the surgery, and I don't blame them either way. But being a pet owner myself, if I could have, I would have. I would have done anything to keep Watson with us longer. It's never enough time, and it's always too soon. So, well, okay, let me change topics to other things. Let me show you what I bought to cope with my grief, because that's what I did. I'm not gonna lie. I coped with my grief. I was depressed. I was sleeping. I want to look at pretty things. I went to Gucci, didn't buy anything. I walked over to Michael Kors. No intention on buying a thing, because I really don't. I like Michael Kors, but I do know that Michael Kors outlet is outlet. Michael Kors outlet is a different animal than Michael Kors, right? So, and I just went looking, walking around, and I'm like, it's cool, it's nice. And then I was like, oh, I love this. So once I found the men's side of the Michael Kors store, so the Michael Kors outlet has the women's side, which is the largest part, which is, Michael Kors is a man, right? His men's stuff is really nice. I like his men's stuff. Now, these are made for outlet. I'm not going to say they're not made for outlet. They're made for outlet, but let me show you. And it's weird. You're like, Jackie, really? In July? This is exactly the time to buy it. People are like, what are you talking about? This is last fall's sweater. This isn't the men's section. This is a 2XL, which means it's roomy, long, nice, and comfortable. It does say Kors in tone-on-tone stitching. You can barely see it. This is 100% wool, and this was 80% off. 80% off. Yeah. So this was a final sale. This originally was $200, 198. So $20. I had to. Oh, the channel name is Cammie's Closet. She normally does luxury things, but a part of her life is her pet Coco. And she says the video is watch this before you own a pet, I think. Yeah, no, this deal is amazing. Jorgelina, this is amazing. This is 100% merino wool that's washable. Washable. Um, Miranda, I have paid for cardiac workout, a pocket. You do what you need to do. You never thought, oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, as a breeder, yeah, you have to workups out of pocket. You have to, you know. You you're an ethical breeder. Thank you. Because I'm in Texas. If you know anything about Texas, um, that's hard to find. I know washable wool. And then this one, now this is so out of my comfort zone. This is the color is what drew me in. And these two, so I think that one is actually was $40 and this one was $30. Um, is So actually with Watson, he was just about to go into his 1 year annual checkup. We didn't really I mean, we had zero warning. We did not know. Nothing led up to this to tell us, hey, your friend your pug might have an issue. He was a happy-go-lucky pug. Um, make sure your vet gives you the best rates of care credit to they can control what oh, I did not know that, Alyssa. So this is a lighter weight, long sleeved hoodie. This is 100% cotton. Another difficult thing to find. Also, it says this one just says MK. Doesn't say core, it just says MK. Um, no, he wasn't coughing. He wasn't coughing. He had no symptoms. Um, Craig saw him. Actually, when we went to go see Craig on the 5th of July, that's when I noticed that Watson looked like he was a little bit he like gained weight, which was weird because we hadn't been giving him extra food. And honestly, he just been sleeping. But he's a pug. He sleeps 20 hours a day anyway. So I'm like, what the heck? And then what happened was we got back from our trip to see Craig, and he was with us the whole time, and we noticed that he was sleeping more than normal, but we thought, okay, it's a long trip. He's just hot. He sat in the front with us. He was very happy, wagging his tail, still his normal self. And then when we got back from the trip, we were doing training at home, and James noticed something was wrong with Watson. He was still eating, he was still drinking, he was still doing his thing, but his side looked swollen. More than just he gained a pound, it looked like there was something really wrong. We thought it was gonna be cancer of the liver or something. So we took him to the vet as soon as we saw this, like the day James noticed there's something wrong. And that day they did the x-ray and the first set of diagnostics was like $500. And they said, well, we can do a sonogram, but we have to wait till Monday. So here's a Lasix water pill to get the water off. Basically, he was retaining fluid. So we they thought it might be his heart, but they don't know. So on Monday, they did the echocardiogram and all the, another $1,700 worth of testing. And basically, they said, here's the heart medication for him. One chamber of his heart's enlarged. He was never coughing. He was completely fine. And then all of a sudden, he wasn't fine. And we're pretty like helicopter parents with our dog. And so then over the weekend, he got, with the Lasix, he got better. The Monday, he got the heart pressure medication. 2 days after that, he was still eating. On the third day, he wasn't eating, and he passed away on Thursday. Like we found out on Friday. We found out on a Wednesday with the X-ray. Then we went over the weekend. He got better, and then on Monday, he did the echocardiogram with all the other workup, blood work, all the things, and then Tuesday, he was fine. Monday, he took his meds. Tuesday, he ate and took his meds. Wednesday, he did not want to eat. And then on Thursday, he did not want to eat. And then when we got home Thursday night, we took him for a car ride and he wasn't eating. And we could tell that his breathing was rough because the pressure from his body's small, guys. So the fluid retention, even with the Lasix, was keeping him hard to breathe. And then his heart, your heart, if you know how this works, the heart moves oxygen and blood through your body. His extremities were cool. And on Thursday, we already knew that Friday we'd be taking him to the vet. Something wasn't right. He wasn't taking his heart medication. The heart medication was supposed to slow down his heart. So the one chamber of the heart that was overworking to compensate for the other chamber of the heart, it was supposed to even it out, and it wasn't doing that. So basically he died of congestive heart failure within like 4 days of us not even having a clue. Not having a clue. Yeah. But see, Meridon, he had heartworms when we adopted him. He was a stray with full-blown heartworms. So he had gone through treatment when we first got him. And that treatment is either you survive it or you do not, you know? So he survived it, but we never, and now in hindsight, I think we should have done a heart scan then, but we didn't. And we had him for 4 years and he was great. So he was only 7-ish. We don't know. He was a stray. We don't have birth dates, you know? So I think personally it was just a damage from the heartworms. And then it just, genetics and just his little heart worked too hard. Toy breeds, they can get leaky mitral valves at his age, which leads to, yeah. I had no idea because people I'd known like, oh yeah, if you have a pug, they can be 15 years old easy, and he was young, and he was of healthy weight. He wasn't overweight. He was not overweight. His doctor visits had all gone well. You know, Yeah, it is D. It is D. And it's an injection and it's pretty serious. So, but normally when you do the heartworm treatment, when they have full-blown heartworms, if there's an issue afterwards, it's pretty immediate. So the doctors weren't concerned. We have a really good vet. Believe me, um, this this what we knew when we adopted Watson and Milo that we both consciously made decisions to adopt adult dogs and potentially senior dogs because we know we're gone out of the house 10 hours a day, that we needed dogs that like to be home and alone and low activity. And so we got 2 dogs that were big lazy dogs that slept for 20 hours because that's what we needed, because we wanted to give them a home, but we're not here. So before we had Milo and Watson, we had working dogs, and the working dogs, whole different animal. When we had our border collie Sheltie mix, she was six. She lived to be 16. James had her since she was 3 months old up until she died at 16. She lived a very long, happy life. And then we had Dan, which was a Catahoula mix, another working dog. We had him from 3 months to 12 years, and at 12 years he had liver cancer. So and spleen, it metastasized. So that was a hard decision, but he lived 12 years. So we knew we wouldn't have a lot of time with Milo as a Great Dane who was already 6.5 years old when we got him. We did think we'd have more time with Watson once he survived heartworms, so that makes it really hard. Yeah, we are those people that take senior dogs. We don't adopt puppies. We don't go through breeders. I have nothing against breeders, but there's so many homeless dogs that is like, and we have a house with a yard. We do not have children. We have a dog door, so we can take the medium to large dogs. I don't have to have a specific breed. I don't have to have, we did end up getting um specific breeds because when we got Milo and Watson, which were both adopted from shelters, they were Milo was a purebred Great Dane that was owner surrendered. Okay, so this happens, and then Watson was a mixed breed, but he was a stray, and So he wasn't being adopted because he had heartworms. So if you have heartworms, pre-existing medical conditions, very hard to adopt out. If you have a deaf dog, a blind dog, and a lot of times with breeding, if you have breeders who aren't ethical, to get those really good patterns, those rare patterns, this recessive gene with recessive gene, so you're gonna get dogs, some dogs will be deaf, especially Great Danes. Um, and anyway, so long story short, we choose to adopt senior dogs if we can, or adult dogs at the very least, and dogs that need a home, that aren't we don't have children, we don't have to deal with that concern. As long as we have a fenced in yard and we can train and do what we need to do. Um well, so that we already have 10. Yeah, Morella, or no, Miss Jelly. Hey, Nora. I was going to email you yesterday to see if you wanted me to meet up in San Antonio, but oh, are you in San Antonio? Were you in San Antonio yesterday? I would have. Well, okay. Yesterday was a bad time. Yeah, it was, but I would have gone today. Um. So anyway, I got this really cool sweater hoodie thing. Um, which is way out of my comfort zone, but I love the color, this really beautiful blue, and I mean, I'm not a hoodie person, but this one says Michael Kors. Let's see, what does this one say? This one says Michael Kors. It just has different, um, the green one has Kors embroidered, and this one has MK embroidered. So James is sleeping, Keith. He is sleeping. He is exhausted, and Watson slept with him, like next to him, on him, up with him. Like Watson wanted to be as close to James as he could get, as close to James as he could. Watson was James's. We always said from day one that James was Watson's human support person, not Watson wasn't our support animal, emotional. Hey, Lynn. Thank you, Lynn. We always said that Watson was James's. Because Watson had heartworms, when we got him, he was very ill. And because he was so ill, everybody thought he was older than he was. It wasn't until after he had gone through heartworm treatment that we realized he was actually a young dog. He was probably only 2 years old. Um, if we've only had maybe 2 years old, and we only had him 3, so 7 is our guess. Like they can say, well, we know he's not a puppy, we know he's not a senior, he's just a dog, right? So, but from day one, because Watson was so ill, he just attached himself to James immediately. Like there's some dogs that like women, some dogs that like men. He just went right to James. And mind you, Watson had been found as a stray by a family, and they had taken him in. Um, and was hoping their son had bonded with Watson, and they wanted to keep Watson, but Watson was not fixed. He was marking all over the house. He was not house trained. They think he came out of a breeding situation, and um, and he was heartworms positive. So they surrendered him and through to the rescue. And the rescue did the first medical things like the blood work, and they do the neutering and spade, because that's what rescue shelters do. And oh, not no today, no, today I went to San Antonio, but I'm just arriving back home. Ah, Houston. Okay, next time tell me. Yes, next time tell me. Yeah, thank you, Nora. I would have totally met up with you, but maybe not the best weekend. So then he just always glommed onto James. And so James is sleeping, and it's hard because he slept right there on James's chest. And even we got a Stitch toy from Disney. We already had one, so we got two, and he was hugging it because James he's he likes to hug stuffed animals or pillows or pets, anything. He's a hug person. I am like, leave me alone, don't touch me, you're hot, you know. And So he says it was really hard because he's used to always having a lump next to him. Like, he's used to having Watson literally sleeping on top of him because Watson's like, "I love you're my human," and he's not there, and we just didn't think it'd be this quick. Um, yeah, we never know their stories. We just never know where Watson came from, and that's why we'll still. I mean, I know we'll have another pet. We'll rescue another pet. All of our pets have been rescues. Every last one of them can either come from Humane Society, a county shelter, a rescue. The charming rescue we got for the two dogs, they started as a rescuing dogs off death row because most shelters are kill shelters, unfortunately, because of population issues. As I said, these pets, they're domesticated animals. They are dependent on people. They cannot live by themselves on their own, you know. So you have to have people to take them in, you know. And so I don't know. I think we might try and adopt fostering, maybe, and see how that works. And I guarantee you it'll be a foster fail. Um, yeah, the whole point is to foster to fail. I want to adopt, but I just want to maybe try a fostering before. It's like Chanel and Malcolm, even our um, deceased Shih Tzu, are all down to Travis, even drawn to Travis, even though I'm the one who takes care of all their needs. Exactly, all of our pets. It's the vibe. I'm serious. No, no. Craig's met James. Jolie's met James. Lynn and I were friends. Lynn knows James. James has a vibe and an energy that is just like zen. He is chill. The man does not yell. Okay? He does not throw tantrums. He does not argue. He does not fight. He has a vibe about him that kids and animals just gravitate to him. I I might look chill and serene, but on the inside, I'm like, the pets, that's me. And the dogs know that. The dogs and the cats know that. Oh yeah, James is a saint. I tell you this, Saint James. Oh, he doesn't believe me. He doesn't believe me because he's like, I'm not perfect. Like, sir, we've been married for a long time. You are married to me. You are perfect for me. You might not be perfect for everybody else. You are perfect for me. You are my perfect. So as far as I'm concerned, you are perfect. He he has a high frequency. Yeah. Yep, Travis is the same. I'm high strung. Yes, yes. Even if hey, Saya. So, like, even if I look calm and cool and whatever, no, no, no. On the inside, the vibe is the kids, the babies especially, and the pets. They all know, like, oh, she's crazy. I like, let me pet you, and he's just chill. And they come right to him like the Pied Piper. He doesn't even like children. Babies will just fall asleep in his arms. I'm like, what? He gives 110% of his attention to children because they make him that nervous and they know it. So they gravitate toward him because they know they won't be ignored. Um, he doesn't yell, he doesn't argue, he doesn't fight. Geez, what can we clone him? The thing is, Keith, all of his issues are internal. He thinks he self-internalizes them. So I have to tell him, you are fine, you are perfect, and you are wonderful. Those people are wrong. Because his internal dialogue isn't too wonderful. So I have to help him out. Like, no, they're wrong. You're perfect. You know. Nora says our Yorkie died last year and I still can't get around getting yeah, no, I want another, but it's painful to replace. Yeah, see, um we've never actually repeated a breed. And I told James, like, and even though we're open to another Great Dane or open to another pug, we'll just probably end up going to the shelter and finding who needs a home and just go with another pet that needs a home and try not to. Because I think I have had friends who had specific breeds of dogs and they only get those breeds of dogs, and every time they get another one, it's the same breed. But I find sometimes that's every dog is different and unique. They're all different personalities. But after having met a Great Dane and owning a Great Dane. Their personalities are just awesome. So I would hope we'd be open for another Great Dane. But so far, our pattern has been taking who needs a home, and it's just been the way it is. We didn't go looking for a Great Dane. We didn't go looking for a pug. They found us. You know, it was they were at the shelter. They were there. And like, oh, this one needs a home, and James is a little. We know he should. James is like, well, he has heartworms. Nobody else is going to adopt him because heartworm treatment is so expensive. He says, we might as well save that one. I said, okay, well, then let's go get him. Let's go meet him. And then with the Great Dane, everybody loved Milo, but he's a 6.5-year-old Great Dane. Medical expenses, known medical expenses. He was owner surrendered because of medical expenses. And we knew that. We knew getting him. How do you sleep at an airport, Saya? I can't sleep in an airport. Actually, I have slept in an airport. That's a lie. I have a dog for you. We'll message you. Okay. Um, I was curled up with my luggage, says Frozen. Oh man. Okay, why were you sleeping in the airport with your luggage? I couldn't have closed an eye in the airport. I have fallen asleep in airport. I've been that exhausted. Um, yeah, Danes don't live long enough at all. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Yeah, oh, they steal your hearts. They're just great. No, I've met some mean dogs, but honestly, they're mean dogs from circumstances. And when I was younger, I didn't know that. Like, I didn't understand the trauma a dog goes through when they go from a home to a shelter, because that happens a lot. Like, owners lose their homes and their dogs are displaced, or dogs are just displaced, or the owners pass and then their dogs have nowhere to go. And they'll go from a loving home or a backyard situation. You just never know. And then when you get them, it takes a long time for them to decompress. um the more we got to know Watson, the more it was like, oh, you are a really funny dog. And Milo was just awesome. And they just changed. It kept changing as they became more and more relaxed and more comfortable with the house and knew that this was their home. They weren't going to be leaving it. Um, I'm happy you're home with Joe Janice. Oh my goodness, Craig. I left the air on for her. Could have crawled into my luggage. I'm short enough. That's so funny. So let me show you the bag I bought. I haven't even unwrapped it. I wasn't sure if I should keep it because it's reckless and irresponsible, but it was $150 and it's a leather bag. It's just from the men's collection. Look at how cool this. Well, I mean, you can't really tell. It's the color. It's the color. Do I need another giant tote? No. I really wanted the denim tote, but James really hates denim. And it is honestly the color. If it wasn't for this color, I would not have bought the bag. And I think Craig said that it's always the color that gets you first with a bag. I looked at I knew I was going to get the sweaters, and they were having a promotion that we spent an extra dollar amount. You got 15 extra % off, and I was already going to buy the sweaters, and there was this other little thing I liked. But when I saw the color in the men's section, mind you, this is a men's bag. There's a women's version of this, but I like the men's version better. This is called the Cooper. And tone on tone, blue. So the women's version of this only has Michael Kors in white. It doesn't have the New York established in 1981, and I like that. I like the New York established in 1981. Jackie, I was thinking about this tote last night when I wasn't trying to sleep anyway. I digress. This bag gives very strong Fendi sunshine tote. Maybe that's what it is, Craig, because I love the sunshine tote. I saw this bag and I was like, that color. That color is just like, it's like, I call it cornflower. I don't know what color they call it. They call it um South South Pacific is the color they call it. And this MSRP is 448, so $448 for a leather tote. This was 70% off, so this was 150 something dollars. The denim tote was 150 some odd dollars. So I said, James, what do you feel about this? Because this is only a top carry, hand carry tote. Yes, and you're Michael Kors. I like Michael Kors. I know he gets a bad rap. I know he gets a bad rap. I know people are tired of him, but where I live, in the towns I shop in, he's everywhere for a reason. People like him still. I know people are like, but it's just Michael Kors bag. I'm like, yes, but look at this tote. This is so cool. It's huge. So let me finish opening this up. Let me show you the inside. The inside sold me just as much as the outside because if you're a work person going to the office back and forth, this is a fun bag. Now, is this the perfect bag for a computer? No. Can it fit one? Yes. My computer actually has its own bag. I have several bags for my computer. Right now, it's hanging out in a vintage Ralph Lauren polo bag, and it's actually in my car because I need to take it into the office. And it's really nice. If they have extra bags in the back, they'll sell you one from the back. Ah, sorry, all the paper sounds. Okay, so let me show you the inside. This is a classic. Um, it doesn't quite fit on my shoulder, but it would fit on somebody's shoulder. So this has a side pocket, a large, deep one that goes all the way. And then on the inside, it has that classic Michael Kors textile. But then it has this really cool pocket. Let me flip it around. It has this really pretty pocket right here that you can flip a larger thing into. And then it has a zipper pocket with, the care cards, whatever. And this is a leather exterior, a leather tote bag with designer made for $150. Like, where do you find that? Like, you can't find that. It's like, I can't find that. Like, I'll show you I have another tote bag right next to me that's leather canvas, and it costs the same amount of money, and that's leather and canvas, and this is all leather. You know, it definitely gives that. So I did it. So it does fit on, like, maybe with weight, but because my shoulders slope, do you see what's happening? It doesn't fit my shoulders, but I think this would fit somebody else's shoulders. And if you were determined enough, you could, because it's only a 7-inch drop. So a 7-inch drop, for me, it has to be 8 inches. So it's 1 inch too short because of my shoulders and arm. But on some people, this would be an easy shoulder carry if they wanted it to. But this is like the classic newspaper bag, that would hold newspapers in your who reads newspapers. Who reads? Yeah. Anyway, but this is all your tech, all your everything. This could fit everything. And it's beautiful. It's just a beautiful color. The color is just like, I love blue. And this blue is beautiful. And because it's this color, it's definitely a seasonal color. So I was actually really impressed. You know, 8-inch arm. No, it's only 7 inches. Yeah, I know, frozen. But it's beautiful. The color is beautiful. It's really a tote. If you actually put stuff in this tote, it would be a heavy bag. But let me show you the other bag I bought. My fit my Labrador shoulders. That's a good way. So this is the other bag that just came in. Now this bag almost was gonna go away. I almost did buy it. It's actually, if anybody is looking for an alternative for the Neverfull, this is currently 55% off at Macy's. I was not that lucky. I got it at 40% off, and I bought it 8 days ago. So I think I'm past my window for a price adjustment. I think it's within so many days you can get a price adjustment, but I bought this 8 days ago, so it just went down to 55% today. So this bag is even a better price. This is the Emery tote. Now this is my version of the Neverfull. I have been looking and looking and looking and looking for a Neverfull configuration that's not a Neverfull, because I don't have $3,000 to pay for a bag. This was 150. So this was 150, and the other one was 150. And Macy's is 30 days. Oh, well then, thank you, Craig. I will definitely call them. What, Craig? I need to have a talking with your Labrador. Um, So this bag is so pretty. This has this is a seasonal color. So this has a 9-inch drop, and that 9-inch drop makes it so that I can actually wear this on my shoulder very comfortably. This is a 20 inches, 21 inches across the top, or 20, I think 20. The base is 15. So it goes from 15. Okay, Keith, I will call them and get a price adjustment because yeah, no, it went on further on sale. And so this is my Neverfull. This is my version of the Neverfull. And you know why? It's canvas. You see how comfortable it is? Look at the color blue. This is my favorite color blue. Um this is canvas with leather. This is a Ralph Lauren Emery tote. They also have this in full leather. The full leather version is $450. Now I will be watching that one to go on sale because I will hopefully get it at some point for $250 if I wait long enough, right? So I've been waiting a long time to get this seasonal color on sale. And so this is canvas on the inside. You know, it's this canvas, you know, and it has a dust bag. And this is canvas and leather on the outside. And this is the really awesome tote. This is my version of the Neverfull GM. So this is the same kind of dimensions as the GM, not the MM. And this has a better straps. This is just a better bag. And I've always liked the look of the Neverfull. I just never wanted to buy the well, I've never made the buying the Neverfull my priority. You know, I have bought plenty of other Louis Vuitton bags, but it's always been the straps that kept me from doing it. This has thicker straps. And this is a nicer, lighter bag, and I'm happier with this. Um, please spray. Oh, I'm going to spray this inside and out. Craig, please chat with us. Request a price adjustment. Challenge link. Oh, can only be made within 10 days of purchase. The new sales price. Okay, I will do that. Today I bought it literally 8 days. It just came in the mail yesterday. I was waiting for it to show up because if it didn't work out, I was going to return it because it's too expensive not to work. Right? I've been looking for that type of tote for so long, years and years, that finally Ralph Lauren. That's a brand new style from Ralph Lauren. You know, so yeah. Marc Jacobs vibes. But you can delay because you only have like 2 days. Oh no, I'll be doing it tomorrow, if not tonight, if I can do it online. Um, and there's one other thing. Where did I already moved it way over there? Yeah. Oh, here was the other bag I was working on. And if I drop another bag, yeah, it's a Jackie video. Um, I got something on here. This is the other bag I was cleaning. I need to do a Michael Kors video of my collection because I have so many now. I've gotten the store price adjustment at Macy's. It's been 6 months ago. Wow. Um, so this is one of my Michael Kors bags that you saw me clean. I don't remember if I used the suede cleaner on this one. Yes, I did. And it still needs another round of cleaning. If you can see, I only spot cleaned the back and it needs a little bit more spot cleaning. And you can see how it's kind of, there's a residue here because after you do a cleaning with this cleaner, you have to brush the nap out again. That's why you have to use a suede cleaner. You just can't use any cleaner. Oh yeah, Keith, I'll call them. I'm unfortunately a really good customer, which means I spend too much money there. You know, people are like Nordstrom's VIPs or whatever, and there's levels to Nordstrom's. There's levels to Macy's, and apparently I've met the level of you're a good client. You know, that will help. You get preferred phone service. That alone is awesome. Except for Sephora, they refuse to do that. Well, Sephora is owned by LVMH. Is anybody surprised, Miss Jelly? You know? So I have to do another cleaning to help get this staining removed, and then I'll do another. And once I'm done with that, I'll do another spray treatment to this to protect it. I don't think I've ever bought. I'm not a Sephora girly. I was next to Ulta. I liked Ulta. The Sephora vibe was a little too trendy for me. I liked white, bright interior. The first time I ever walked into Sephora, it was dark interior and it was very claustrophobic. It was a long time ago when I went to Sephora. So anyway, this bag is coming along. We're cleaning that one up. I am gonna eventually go through my bags to do a vlog sale just because I need to do the amount of storage space I have dedicated to bags. Ugh, it's mm, it's a little bit more than embarrassing. It's obsessive. It's literally obsessive. Um when I go to Sephora, I'm always ready to fight. Yes, right, the people there. Oh my gosh. You know? But this bag, oh, but see, this is what happens. I fall in love. I fall in love. You know how many blue totes I have? A lot. But did I have this blue tote? No. No, I didn't have this blue tote. So this blue tote had to come home with me. And I asked James, like, James, I can get the denim one or I can get the blue one. And he's like, get the blue one. Let me show you if you can see. Um, but still not. Skincare. Sephora, does Sephora have their own brand of skincare? I actually, I really like, well, I like Estee Lauder. I've just been using them for so long that and they have the good Christmas kits, and I just get the creams there. And for a long time, I used Paula's Choice, and I liked their stuff, but I stopped using that for a while now. I've been using Clinique and Estee Lauder. I need to go to Sephora for foundation, and I'm scared. I used the same skincare ever since early 20. Really, Keith? Which one? And not you haven't switched from your skincare since the 20s? Since your 20s. Okay. Do you have dry skin? Because I have very dry skin. Um, Brenna says, I'm not sure why Sephora has been changing, um, and it's not for the better. Yeah, I don't know. Because they're owned by LVMH. It's only been 5 years. Yeah. So I've been having I've fun day. I've been spending money recklessly, and a lot of these things came in. A lot of these things have come in. Oh gosh, Lord help me. When I was Thursday, mm, because of Watson, I was on the Goodwill.com sites and I was putting bids in just because I'm like, I won't get these bids. Well, I won quite a few of them. I will have a few more Goodwill purchases coming back, coming in the mail. Yeah. I need to stop looking at Goodwill, although they have such great things. Um, Keith has that baby skin. Oily combo. Okay, that's different. I have dry. I have a combination skin. I find anything that the gold flex works well on my skin tone. It's nice. Um, my skin be tired. Skin type. I wish I had oil. Yeah, oily skin actually is doesn't show aging as much. It has its own issues, but um my hey, aw, Lynn, thank you for helping me with my Goodwill habit. I keep donating to Goodwill through, but you know what I found out, Lynn? I think if I tallied up my money spent there, I think I might have spent just as much, if not more, on FedEx because that's who ships with them. I would have been happier if they used USPS because at least I'm, financing USPS, but no, I'm apparently supporting FedEx right now and Goodwill. But I really like Goodwill. Chanel Sublimage without saying you use Chanel Sublimage. How to say you use Chanel Sublimage. Yeah, you can only um yeah, my mother uses Chanel. My mother has used Chanel for years. She's always been a Chanel. Well, she lives in Denmark, right? So she was using a Swiss product. I can't remember. Oh, La Prairie, and then she switched over to Chanel. Um, and Keith says I use a lot of JLo skincare too. I have some of the JLo face cream, and when I use right now, my foreskin suffers. I ignore my skin a lot. I'm not that great about it. But I'm not really wearing makeup or anything, and I used a lot of sunscreen when I was younger, so, but I do have some sunspots showing up here and there that I need to do something with. Oh, you're allergic to Chanel skincare products? I'm actually allergic to MAC cosmetics. I can wear, some is that my sister again? Let me just text her real quick. She's been calling me, and I'm still on a live. The first time she called me. Um, you're not allergic to anything, Chanel? Let's see. Most of the time, I really haven't found a skincare thing that works perfectly for me. I mean, for 10 years, I used Paula's Choice. Over 10 years. I really like them. But then when she changed her company, I just got over it, you know. And I don't like to use a lot of different products on my face. The most I do is face wash and then face toner. I used to use toner, a wash toner, and then a moisturizer. That's about all I did. Jose Marin face butter. It's great for dry skin. Ooh, that's nice, Angela. I haven't tried that one. Well, it has retinol. Never mind, it has retinol in it. Have you tried Triluma? No, I haven't tried Triluma, but you only need a very small amount. Keith says La Prairie is good if you have dry skin. Yeah, it's a small fortune. And I only bought 2 items from them, and that was a long time ago. I can't afford them now. But they had some of the best face toner I'd ever purchased in my life. Like, I had already done my face wash, used my own toner, and my mom says, "Here, use my toner." I'm like, "I just use my toner. Just use my toner." And it took more stuff off my face. I'm like, what? I was like, this is crazy nuts. Sicily is a good product for dry skin as well. I haven't tried Sicily either. Oil of Olay has for this Olay. I used to use oil for Olay, and I used to really like Pond's and Neutrogena, and then I also use Boots. I've used a lot of different cold creams and just heavy creams. Basically, if they have a cream, I've used a cream because my skin is so dry. Spectral gel, says Jeanette. Keith says, I don't know what melisma is, but all I know it works for me. Oh, okay, that's cool. Your skin just drinks it up. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I use when I say my skin is dry in my bathroom, like for my shower, I use the oil soap from. I have 2 different kinds. One's from Nivea, which is an a liquid oil soap, and then the other one is I used to use one from I can't remember the name of that company, but now I have the one from Lactane oil soap, almond oil soap, and then there was I think Neutrogena used to make one, and I used that one. So I've just been lucky, luxational. I'm a vampire. I just try never to be in the sun. Um, Dermatologist says I don't need a dermatologist. I need a psychiatrist. Oh my gosh, I can't believe your dermatologist said that. Thank you, Luxational. And you know what? My husband has what's the word? Eczema. And he went to dermatologist and they said this use Eucerin. Eucerin cream. He says that's the best thing you can use. And we're like, Eucerin? All of these products and you're saying Eucerin? And he's like, yeah, Eucerin. I'm like, okay. You know? He says, applying your moisturizer as soon as you get out of the shower before you even dry your face. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true, Keith. I don't completely dry it off. I actually have never done that. James is like, it drives James crazy, but I put another oil. I have another oil I put on. Now, I don't do this all the time like I should, and I don't actually shower as often as most people do because of dry skin. Um, you don't have to shower every day. Showering every day is just something you do if you want to. You don't need to. Um, I work in an office. I don't work in the field, guys. I don't work as a mechanic, and I can go a couple days without taking a shower. It's totally cool, you know. Um, Now, when I lived in Southeast Asia with the humidity, I showered every single day, you know. But here, I don't have to. It's dry heat here, and I'm inside most of the time. Carry oil is good too. Oh, I haven't tried that one. Have you used Lush? Yeah, my sister uses Lush products. I bought her some Lush products. It's expensive. Also, if you use multiple face toners, like not drying ones, you can moisturize. Pat them. Oh, I haven't tried that, Keith. The pat them. Hi, honey. Did I wake you up? Okay, good. James just woke up from his nap. Um, he was up very late last night. So, so anyway, so lots of bag stuff's happened. I've cleaned up some stuff. I've shown up. I need to just stop looking at bags. But it's my hobby. I love doing it. Lush has a great variety of lotions, shower gels, and shampoos. Yeah, Lush is an amazing product. I like the Lush company, the brand. Oh, here's this other bag I got. I didn't show you guys. This came from Goodwill. Also, this is a Kate Spade bag. Isn't this cute? I really like the shape of a bowling bag, and I don't want to like buy a bowling bag. Um, James needs. Yeah, we do. We actually do have a Watson shaped pillow. Um, it's a stitch sleeping stitch from and I have a sitting stitch. So this is a Kate Spade bag, and this is pretty. Another underrated brand, but this is a full leather bag, white, beautiful white bag. Um, I don't know if this had anything else. This is from a Goodwill, so I got this. This one's a little pricier. I paid $20 for the winning bid, and then shipping, tax, everything is more like 40, 40 something dollars to get this. Yeah, $40 to get this, $38 probably. Isn't this cute, Miss Jelly? Right? I've been this is literally Craig's influence in my life for me to gravitate towards white bags. I have never gravitated to just white bags before until I met him. And now it's like, oh, that's so pretty. And I swear sometimes I buy things thinking this looks so great with what Craig wears. I should just buy a white like, really? I don't know. I just think it's cute. I love the shape of it. It has a great little interior lining. It's really in good condition. There's really only two scuff marks on it. One here, and there was one, and it's just a handheld bag. It's not meant to be. It's not meant to have a crossbody. um a white bag always run them. So white bags, this is the one bag you can buy and honestly just use a color corrector, a white cream on it, and then just kind of cover up, or even a white acrylic paint. White bags are actually really easy to color correct. White bags and black bags. Yeah. Love white bags. Can't go wrong with. Yeah, it goes with everything, right? See, and it was honestly with Craig's influence. I'm like, okay, well maybe I should look at white bags because I've always been a blue, red, brown bag person. I have a large powder blue the Marc Jacobs tote bag. I think, yeah, they're beautiful bags, Jeanette. Um, the love white everything, says Aaron. Um, right, Keith, says Miss Jelly. So what else did I do today? So we went out to Austin. We went to Fuddruckers and had a hamburger, which was fun. Um, Keith says white cashmere winter coats also give money. Oh yeah, yeah. Nothing looks more beautiful than a white cashmere. Let's be honest, especially in a coat. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, did you guys see Cassie Thorpe's um Speedy from the P9? Another person, I can't remember her name, bought one too. I've only seen two people unbox a P9 bag in the teal. I immediately get spaghetti sauce on anything white. Yeah, I don't buy white t-shirts because I destroy them. I also need to go through my t-shirts. I need to reduce my clothing. I have drawers of clothing that I have not worn in years. I just need to cull the herd and get rid of the shirts I'm not wearing. What mud rockers? I don't know what mud rockers are. Um Well, yeah, Meredith got the pink one, Jeanette. She got the pink P9. I've only seen two people show the teal P9 or whatever. The turquoise color one. I don't even know if it came in other colors because I've only seen Meredith pink and the two turquoise ones. They're really pretty bags. Like I don't know how much they cost, but they're very pretty. I'm not a huge I think I will always have a love affair with Louis Vuitton, but again, oh Fuddruckers. Oh Fuddruckers. Oh wait a minute. Okay, Fuddruckers might be a local thing. They started out in San Antonio, and there's only a few left here, and there's one in Austin. So Fuddruckers was known for having hand cut, never frozen fresh meat and hand cut fries, hand battered onion rings. This is what they're known for, right? And they expanded and too fast maybe. So now there's just it's one of James's favorite places to go eat. Is a place he went to go as a kid. Gotta get it. Thanks. Oh, okay. Meredith she has the teal one too? I didn't see that. I must have missed that. I haven't watched any YouTube videos other than Super Dacob today, so I haven't seen any of the everybody's Coach unboxings, the ladies at a Coach collab. I watched a little bit of Winnie's video. What tech, a Whataburger, all that, and a bag of chips and a low-cal Sprite and a bag of poutine. They're opening one up in the city. Oh, wow, cool. Oh, yeah, you're gonna get lines. Yeah. Oh, you have a Fuddruckers too? That's awesome. Okay, that's good to know. I don't get it. We used to have a Fuddruckers in Cleveland, but they closed. I like the Fuddruckers. It's a fun vibe. It's a fun environment, and it's a good hamburger. The bun is homemade. The bun is still fresh made. It's not store bought. Proofed bread. It does make a difference, and it's a good restaurant. It's a fun little restaurant, and so we went up there, and then we just drove around, and James took me to a couple Goodwills. He is a trooper, but we don't have very many. We used to have several Fuddruckers in San Diego. We had one in my community over 20 years, but it closed 5-6 years ago. Yep. Yeah. We have one here. Oh, wow. So maybe it isn't from San Antonio. I thought it was. What is your James's favorite comfort food? James will always have a comfort food of a hamburger. Mostly Whataburger. It used to be Dairy Queen, but they changed their recipe, so now he really just is a Whataburger. That's James will always eat a Whataburger. When he is not feeling well, he wants a hamburger. If he's really not feeling well, he wants cream and mushroom soup. I don't get it. That's just his thing. So I lied. Travis said they closed our Whataburgers down last year. Yeah, see? They closed a bunch of them. A lot of them. So my comfort food is completely different than James's comfort food. My comfort food. So it was. Oh yeah, it was founded 45 years ago in 1979. Oh, we're that old now, huh? Fuddruckers in San Antonio, Texas. It was from San Antonio, Texas. Yeah, Fuddruckers is a San Antonio, Texas thing. Yeah.
Same guy that started Macaroni Grill.
Same person who started the Macaroni Grill, according to the internet. Whataburger bread is soft. I like Culver's very much. I've never had it. Travis said it was pretty good. Yeah, no, Fuddruckers was really good. It really was. It had a really good vibe. It had a good atmosphere. It was a fun place. I think they just expanded too far, and too much. And anyway, also my comfort food is when I'm in my worst, I want rice and a boiled egg because I'm too lazy to fry one, and then soy sauce or fish sauce on top of it. Sometimes both, and sometimes with chili. And then if I'm sick, it's rice soup. Chicken and rice soup. Thai way. It's katong. It's not. It's more like rice porridge, guys. It's not American chicken rice soup. No. So yeah, rice and egg, and if I have it, kimchi. James hates kimchi. I love kimchi. It's like number uno. I love the contrast, especially turnip kimchi. But kimchi is a comfort food, guys. It's a comfort food. But honestly, it's boiled eggs and rice. It's truly with fish sauce. It's truly my childhood. I would not be alive today if I did not have boiled eggs and rice as a child growing up. I thought you were gonna say something more elaborate. No, rice soup, guys, rice soup. Rice soup with, chicken. I make it with the key to rice soup, the way I like it, is ginger, which I never have on hand, but I'll eat it anyway, you know, Keith, stop it. I love Chick-fil-A so much, I overlooked very vocal oh, yeah, I love Chick-fil-A too. Oh, you know what? I have a whole gallon of Chick-fil-A diet lemonade. Well, no, Craig, it's that cancel culture thing. If I don't if I disagree with everything, I would eat nothing and have nothing and wear nothing because somehow, somewhere, something got here in a way that I don't agree with. So I don't have my own homestead. I'm not growing my own vegetables. I'm not, I started looking into the food industry a long time ago, and I even started buying um locally sourced, home raised, home butchered um, chicken, and then it was so expensive, I had to just ignore it, and then I still get my ground beef from a local, cattle rancher here, and I realized that the price he's selling it to me for is putting this operation cost, it's not really a profit, um, but if I looked at all the stuff about how food is manufactured today, I would not be alive because there's nothing I could eat. Um, most people are in the same camp as you. That's why they are so shocked. Some of my friends go twice a week. Um, they're closed on Sundays. Right? Yeah, Chick-fil-A is closed on Sundays, and that offends. Why does that offend Jewish people if it's closed on Sundays? Grilled cheese and ham is my comfort. Yes, it is. I actually think I've made Lynn some grilled cheese and ham sandwiches before. Um, thank you, Jennifer. Growing up, blood sausage is my comfort food. Miss Jelly, where did you grow up that blood sausage is your comfort food? Because that is a rare thing. Now, we used to have blood pudding in some of our soups and blood sausage in some of our foods, and blood was actually in some of the dishes we ate because I'm Asian, guys. But it was never considered an actual comfort food. I find it hilarious that employees, a lot of my people, have yet vocal views of subjects I don't care, I can't stop, I love number 1, please, thank you. Katie says, "I overlook the founder's views, the employees at my local Chick-fil-A are really nice." Like, Stational, my uncle actually hates Chick-fil-A, he says it makes him really? Hey, because Jewish people rest on Friday. Oh, evenings and Saturdays, I don't know. Monarchs, hi, Kathy. Freedom Love, blood sausage. Blood sausage in general. Not tempting for me at all, but I don't like chicken without Keith. Keith, thank you. Do you know how weird it is for me to eat food without bones? I'm like, chicken has bones. What do you mean? Boneless wings? That's called chicken nuggets. That's not boneless wings. Wings have bones. Like, food has bones. Fish has bones, and food has. I mean, if you in Asia growing up, we went to wet markets all the time. Was the fish market, and then you went to the dry markets, and then you went to the meat markets, and then all the food was right there. This is not refrigerated. This is butchered stuff right there. Things have faces because pigs have. And then I come to America and I have friends who can't handle raw chicken. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, or the first time I ordered fish in a Thai restaurant with friends, they're like, it has a face. I'm like, it's a fish. It's a fish. There's bones. It's fish. They've only had fish fillet, or they've only had chicken without bones, or a steak without a bone. I'm like, where do you think steak comes from? It's like these things have bones in them. I don't get it. I don't get it. People are like, it's like with wings. I'd rather starve with Keith. I have friends who refuse to eat In and Out because the Bible verse at the bottom of the cups. Really? Really? That's just like ignore the text. Just eat the sandwich. You know? In Japan, you can cook chicken medium because it's fresh and killed that. See, now Keith, I can't deal with that because the texture. But I get it. No, Keith, Japan has extremely strict rules on dairy, not well, dairy too, but on their poultry because they eat a lot of raw eggs and food, and so it makes sense that their chicken would be the same, held to the same standards. And the pork, you know. Now pork, there's a pork dish in Thailand that is fermented pork that I grew up eating and I love it and didn't know it was raw. But going through the fermentation process, it's a soured process. So I ate it all the time, not realizing it was like raw pork, not knowing you're not supposed to eat raw pork, but it's not like what you're thinking raw pork. It's fermented, right? Thank you. I grew up half Australian. Pork, I never had pork ever. Well, yeah, you're Jewish. Why would you? You? I have grown up in Asia eating a lot of pork. Pork is a very common food in places where um, you don't have a lot of prairie and grassland because it takes a lot to raise buffalo and beef and those types of meat production. So pigs are actually easy to raise, and in old apartment building, the elevator would stop at every floor for a Saturday every 10 minutes. I was like, let me take the stairs. In fact, I'm half Australian. I have a oh, that's cool, Jeanette. Have you ever been to Australia? Monarch ice cream. Woohoo! Um, I love ice cream. I had ice cream today. Um, Miss Jelly says he would hate my family. I've never even seen pork that I'm aware of. Anyway, it's fine. You know, my papa used to eat raw Italian sausage and bacon, and oh yeah, well bacon, well okay, bacon in Italy isn't cured. It might be smoked though. Is it smoked? You know, probably salt cured. Hmm. Well, they're sitting there on paper and it's coffee. Never. I don't observe Jewish religions anymore, but the kosher guidelines, I can't change that. Yeah, I mean, if you grew up with it, it's hard to change those things. And if you, I mean, there's people like James's family, they don't eat fish. The only fish they ever ate was his dad would go fishing in Corpus, and he'd get red fish out of the intercoastal, but when you live in the center of Texas, it's only freshwater, so it's gonna be catfish, or bass, and so you just don't really eat fish. They never really ate fish. My favorite ice cream, okay, so cinnamon ice cream. They make it, it's hard to find. If I can't find cinnamon ice cream, I will have vanilla ice cream and dump a whole heck of a lot of cinnamon on it. If I can just go buy ice cream, I like from Ben and Jerry's, I like the everything but the kitchen sink. I'm a huge fan of pecans and pralines. Um, I also really like my favorite thing, like at Baskin Robbins, they have a baseball nut ice cream. I love it. It's cashews with a ribbon of boysenberry and vanilla. So basically, I like spices, so I like anything with cinnamon. Almost anything with cinnamon. I'm okay with chocolate. It's not my first choice. Strawberry is my last choice. I tend to like vanilla with a flavor to it. Like I like pistachio. I like green tea. I like coffee if I have a choice. Raspberry. Um, ooh, I haven't tried the churro flavored ice cream because that sounds awesome. I love anything with cinnamon. My sister-in-law serves salmon for Thanksgiving. Oh my goodness, salmon for Thanksgiving, that's a new one. Um, I did it for 2.5 years. That's awesome, Jeanette. Um, but other protein, right, too, like just salmon. Um, I am not a huge, my sister is a huge Thanksgiving traditional food person, and I tend to like, um, no, Monarch says vanilla Haagen-Dazs. Haagen-Dazs makes a raspberry sorbet that I adore. I like tart, and icy and fruity. I don't like things to be too sweet, which is my problem with chocolate ice cream. It can be too sweet, but vanilla ice cream, especially homemade vanilla ice cream, where you can adjust the sugar amount, the best. Um, oh, when you're 1.5 years old. Okay, got it. Um, so I was gonna say something about food. Oh, Thanksgiving. So my sister loves the turkey, the dressing, the green beans, everything. My favorite thing about turkey is the next day. I like taking the turkey and using the body of the turkey to make turkey rice soup. I love turkey vegetable rice soup. I love that. Like, if give me a bone, I'll make a soup. Give me a ham bone, I'll make a soup. Give me a turkey, I'll make you a soup. Everybody likes turkey, but I don't. James and I don't. I like turkey, but it's not our favorite food. We ate turkey a lot when we first were married because it was really cheap. You could get a $13 could get you like a 13-pound turkey. And so we had several turkeys throughout the year, to the point James is like, I never want to eat turkey again. We were poor college. We were not college students, but we were just out of college. We had debt. So we ate a lot of turkey, to the point we don't want turkey anymore. But I like turkey sandwiches. Um Homemade vanilla ice cream has have specks in it from vanilla bean, otherwise I'd rather starve. Ah, turkey noodle soup. Oh, nice. So we never did the noodles, I always did the rice. But it's just celery, and you always had celery anyway because you were making dressing. So celery and carrots and basically everything you had left over vegetable wise would become into soup. So I made turkey soup like for every Thanksgiving. That was my favorite thing to do, was turkey soup afterwards. And we never really had that much turkey. We always had a small turkey and a ham. Normally a salt ham, not a sweet ham. Ham, turkey, sometimes beef tenderloin. We always had a lot of different, but Thanksgiving was always like major cooking time, to the point I hate Thanksgiving now. And growing up, it was such a big family dramas that we catered it. We've catered Thanksgiving for years now. We live in a place with all this smoked food, so we get smoked turkey and buy everything. But now it's gotten so expensive to get the catered meal. It used to be cheaper to get the catered meal than to make your own food. Now it's cheaper to get and make your own food. Yeah. My parents are from the Philippines, so turkey wasn't a thing until I started asking about it when I was 7, right? Double caramel. Um, don't even get me started on what Philippine food. I love blueberry ice cream from in the freezer. Oh, I have blueberry ice cream in the freezer. Um, Especially breakfast. Lang with garlic rice. Oh, Lang. I know what you're talking about, but I can't say it. I can't handle mm, magnums at my age. Um, I think we're talking ice cream there. So for honestly, for Thanksgiving, I prefer not to observe the holiday when it comes to traditional foods. James at the office will do a Thanksgiving potluck or something. James always likes the green bean casserole. That's what he wants to eat. Or the homemade. I like cornbread dressing. Some people like bread stuffing, but I like cornbread dressing. It's a southern thing. Yeah. It's just bread. It's just cornbread with seasoning and pretty much stock, and you just bake it with seasoning. Miss Jelly, you're confusing poor Jackie. Yeah, it's okay. I'm going over it. Um, she says, I think we're Italian. We're talking about ice cream. Howling. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just gonna go with it. Uh, so um, Sure, I like the sides more than the turkey too. Oh yeah, I think the best thing about Thanksgiving is the side dishes. Like, I would make all the side dishes, and we'd make homemade pie. I could make a from scratch, or I used to. I could make a from scratch pie crust, and I can make apple pie. Right now, I can make an apple pie if I had to. I can do it. I did it for so long. Apple pie, and that's why I can't eat apple pie in other places, because commercial made apple pie is too sweet. I'm not talking about buying apple pie filling. I'm talking about buying apples and making apple pie. Apple pie, the way I make it, is more tart. You can taste the flavor of the fruit. It's not just sugar. Apple pie tends to be just sugar everywhere else. Katie says I was a picky eater, so we had a lot of Filipino food I couldn't eat. Until I was an adult. Ha! I don't blame you, Katie. Some of the Asian food textures are really out there. I can't eat a lot of the Thai desserts when I was a kid. Now as an adult, I can. Um, Ice cream social at Craig's. I love apple pie. I make my mom's homemade. Yep. My grandmother would make we would make, strawberry rhubarb pie, we had pumpkin pie, we would have pies was my grandmother's thing. She loved pies. It was her thing. Um, not really cakes, pie. Do you crust the bottom or top? Just oh no, you crust the bottom. You have to crust depends on the pie. Apple pie, you have to have 2 crusts, but, pumpkin pie, 1 crust. Depends on the pie. Yeah. Let me tell you, I cook. Oh, it's yes, I'm like dial in, dial out, phone in food. I don't like Chinese desserts, I'm sorry, they're all, like, cold soups. Keith, that is the truth, right? So, most times in Asia, dessert was always fresh fruit. If you actually had a dessert that was made, it's always a jelly consistency. And as an American kid, I was used to like a cookie consistency, not a jelly consistency. I'm like, what the hell am I eating? You know? And or it's served with ice and a syrup or soup. Yeah, it's always weird. Weird food. Um, not me dialing that number. Don't hate you, but you don't like pies. Well, either you like cooked fruit or you don't, because that's what a pie is, right? Other than a meat pie, I mean, you're that's the savory pie. That's different. Oh, a hollow hollow. I have had hollow hollow. I like that. Um, I like oh man, preach. To be clear, I can cook. I actually am a very good cook. I don't like to clean up. Ordering is oh yeah, I hate cleanup. I hate cleanup. I've pretty much stopped cooking for like the last year, and mainly because it's cleaning up. You know, I cook a few things, but and then the last few things I've cooked, we didn't eat it all of it, and we throw it away, and I hate doing that. Hey, Donna, I hate, um, throwing away food, especially if I took all that time to cook it. So I'm like, okay, I'm done cooking. You know, and mostly it's because James doesn't like all leftovers. He wants that one meal when it's fresh, and that's it. Oh, I know. I hate cleaning up. I wish I loved cleaning my house the way I like cleaning bags. Although right now my house looks like a terror, like a bomb went off. I have toss bags everywhere, everywhere. There's bags everywhere. Um, I'm moving containers around. We're moving some furniture pieces around. Well, we don't eat out every meal, but what okay, so sometimes eating is just me cooking some rice and eating egg, right? But sometimes we don't eat 3 meals a day either. So, um, like today we went and had a hamburger and that's all we ate. And then on the work week, we'll eat frozen meal, we'll get frozen food, pizza, whatever. Yeah. It's kind of tops it kind of depends about cooking and food expense. Is it for 2 people, it's a little bit cheaper if I cook food, but it isn't if you throw it away. Yeah. So, for us, it's like we just I don't know, we try I eat a lot of, like, instant ramen, I'll eat popcorn, you know, I'll eat frozen microwavable food. Sometimes we'll have frozen dinners, things like that for dinner, you know, it's I used to be much better about this. I used to actually cook. Hmm? Listen, when Jackie came up last time, we went to the Chinese buffet and we were walking in and the staff all knew, like, "Oh, yeah, they know you." Yeah, that's true, that's true. I cook 90% of the time and it's exhausting. I cook for myself. James will eat cereal, you know, sometimes a can of soup, microwavable. We're just not the best. We're not healthy. I'm not saying I'm healthy. I'm just saying we're alive. Um, usual table. I don't trust people making my food. That's a good way to be, Miss Jelly, because honestly, you know what you put in your food and you know where it comes from. And that's there's the thing about food made in restaurants, there's so many more ingredients in there, but normally a lot more sodium, you know. So it's if you could cook, it's great. And I do cook when I want to. It's just that and sometimes I feel bad for James, but James is a horrible cook. Like he can make spaghetti. Sometimes we just have spaghetti. Like, we have pasta. Well, let's cook pasta and eat pasta. Plain pasta. Nothing fancy. But I can eat rice and kimchi and I'm fine. Like, that's how I cook. I don't really consider cooking rice cooking because the rice pot is making the food. Um, she says, "Sweet tea, yes." Miss Keith says, "I cook because I heard if you eat out, you're paying." Well, you live in New York, Keith. Um, I feel like Gordon Ramsay when I go out. Katie says, "I can't cook. I don't have the patience or time. It's expensive, but so it's burnt up horrible food that ends up trashed." Yeah, right? Exactly. It's not a company that makes them in a factory, but a small Korean mom and pop. Oh, those are the best. That's the best. If you can have that type of food, oh, best. Um, it is expensive to eat out. You're one who says the whole meal, I can make it better at home. Yes. That's me, Keith, and my husband. Yes, Miss Jelly. I bet you're a really good cook. You know, I used to be a really good cook. I used to cook all the time, constantly. And then his mom moved in, and she can't eat 90% of what I make. And then mainly because everything I make has spice in it. And then I stopped. I was still cooking more. And then this, right when all the stuff with Milo happened, I stopped cooking. Yeah, I need to go too. It's been 2 hours, and tomorrow we have Jolie's live and 5 Foot Nothing. And anyway, I'm gonna go to bed. Thank you for hanging out with me because I would have been in bed 2 hours ago, and Lord knows I need sleep, but not that much sleep. I'm trying not to wallow in depression. I'm trying to make through it. So I will be back on for sure on Monday. Um, probably exhausted, but hey, we'll see. I have to keep working on my pile of bags and figure out how to reduce at least a quarter of them. We're starting out small. Let me just start out with 5, and then we'll keep going. Um, to be fair, to eat a pit beef or a barbecue sandwich, and I got cherry crab cakes. I love crab cakes. Thank you, Luxational. I love you too. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me. Thank you for being a part of my lives and my life. And I know we've all lost friends and family, so I'm not alone in this. It's just really hard when it's so raw and fresh. And um, I'm trying to cope. And talking to you guys means I'm not shopping. This is a good thing. Thank you all. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.